Let's go. Okay. Hello, everyone. We are here. We are live. We are at the end of 2020. Yes, cool. Can see everybody. Okay. Can see the comments. That's what I need. Who is it? Leo, I'm on a Zoom call, honey. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Say hi when you're here in the comments. If you're on the Zoom, just make sure you're muted. I'm so stoked about this. I'm so excited. You guys, 2021 is going to be the best year of your fucking life. Like, write that mantra down already. 2021 is the best year of my life. I have arrived. I have already, you've already arrived. You're here. You wanted to know when you would arrive? You have arrived. Okay. I'm going to be focusing in 2021 way more on this idea that you already have everything. It's already here. And also dragons. We're bringing the dragons back full force. We're not fucking around. We'll still be talking about frequency. We'll still be talking about sound. We'll still be doing all of those fun things. But dragon doula, I gotta teach dragons. It's just how it is. So, sorry, my children are like, I don't care that you're doing a ritual, Mom. We're gonna be loud right outside the door. The plan for today, just so everyone knows, and on the replay, is you will want to have some space. You'll want to have some space to move around. We're going to be about arm distance, like be able to swing your arms here and be able to move your body. We're not going to be doing a lot of like standing. You can't tell, but I'm sitting on a bed right now, actually. So there's not going to be maybe a little bit of cat-cow, nothing too crazy. But we're going to do some breath work and energy work just to get us into the body so that when we do our release and intention setting, that we have cleared everything out of our system, right? Alicia's already on it with the sage. So we're going to jump into that. I have a candle. If you've got a candle, light it right now. Setting your intention for today. My intention is to come across clearly, that the communication be straight from source energy through my human vessel to everyone who watches the replay, that it speaks directly to your needs and desires, your requirements and your desires right now in your life. So we have the Virgin Mary. I've been working with her a lot lately, really bringing in that motherly compassion, especially if we're going to be changing the planet. We have to have compassion for all the children on the planet, not just like actual children, but like children of God level children, right? This is a little spray that I use that also is infused in Mother Mary. So just imagine that it's going all over you right now. It smells like cinnamon, if that helps. And then our incense. So if you haven't done a ritual with me before, when you do your incense or your sage or your Palo Santo, you always want to light it from the same source that you lit your candle from so that it's infused with the same intention. And then we do it in a figure eight. So we're bringing all the singularities into all the polarities into singularity. And we are really connecting into this sacred space right here and right now, creating time in the sacred container. If you need to sage yourself, maybe you feel in a kind of funky way, full moon energy be hot, still coming off the grand conjunction, and we still have another eclipse coming. So, we ain't out of it yet. But as I've been telling you all year, we ain't never going to be out of it, right? You got to just learn. The energies are just going to keep changing. The energies are going to keep shifting. You're going to keep getting inundated with them. So either have the tools to deal with it or go back to your regularly scheduled 3D programming. That's like literally it. Like, we are at such a point of split in consciousness, and it's our jobs as super conscious leaders. You're here in this group, super conscious leader, is to build the bridge from the metaphysical to the socio-geopolitical realm, meaning it's our job to take all of our knowledge that we have of the metaphysical, of how to deal with these energies, of manifestation, of thoughts are things, of quantum leaping, of quantum fabric of space-time, all of that stuff that we know, and to go out and teach it, right? Not just to teach it, not just like get up on your soapbox and teach or do a live stream or any of that stuff, but to really embody it and to be the example of what's possible in the world, the example of, even though there's pure chaos around, that you can dance within that chaos, and not only dance within it, but that you can create in it, right? Because dance in and of itself is a creation, even though some people might not realize that, right? We're creating with our bodies, we're creating art that way. So can you truly create in chaos? That's what 2020 was kind of prepping you for, and 2021 is going to smack you around if you haven't figured it out yet. It's just facts. Okay. So now I can actually see the comments as they come in. Perfect. And let's see. Anything else before we jump in? No. So we're going to, I just want to make sure everyone has what you need. We have literally already used the candle and incense for its duration. So don't worry about a fire safe bowl or salt water, none of that this time, okay? Pen and paper, however, do have that nearby. One of these pages we're gonna rip out and rip up and have some really good satisfaction in doing that, like real satisfaction in doing that. And then another piece we're going to be keeping within our, so if you have like a journal that you want to be able to go back to and see, in 6 months or in the end of 2021, what it is that you wrote, I would recommend that you like write the part of what we're doing in a journal itself, or stick it up like on your altar or something like that. So, sorry, I keep moving the bed, which keeps hitting a mirror. So let's talk for just a second about the full moon that we're in, the cold moon. For those of you who are new to me, I teach more Vedic astrology than tropical astrology. So if you're hearing me say that today is a full moon in Gemini and you're like, what the fuck? No, it's a full moon in Cancer. That's what the difference is. Vedic astrology is the oldest version of astrology. It is actually based on astronomy. So if you were to go pull up like your phone and pull up one of those sky map things and go find where the moon is right now, you would see that the moon is actually in the sign of the constellation of Gemini right now. But that's because the Vedic, like I said, they base it off of astronomy versus the tropic, like Alicia's doing it. The tropic is based off of the equinoxes, right? So the Greeks and the Romans, they came in and they were like, well, the solstice and the equinox is on this day. So no matter what, we're going to start Aries on the 21st of April because that's when it's going to be. Or March, 21st of March, right? So right when the equinox is. And so everything's pushed by 23 degrees. What this really means is that tropic astrology, so everyone out there who's saying that the full moon is in Cancer, they are focused on the future, okay? Tropic is westernized. We've always been focused on the future, right? We're always in the future. We're always trying to set goals, New Year's resolutions, like all that shit, right? What am I calling in? We're going to be doing it. We're going to be setting intentions. The Vedic astrology that comes from India and that area, they're present, right? Think about Buddhism or Taoism or Hinduism, right? It's all about finding that present moment, and they don't really give a fuck about the future. Yeah. So what I do a lot of the times is create a little blend of the two. You can download this free app. It's fucking amazing, called The Pattern. The Pattern. Pattern, and it actually will mix your Vedic and tropic astrology together. And I don't know what AI algorithm they use, but that shit is freaky on point, like super scary. Me and my spiritual bestie will be screenshotting each other all the time. Even my husband has it on his phone and he's all like, can't look at this today. It's too fucking accurate. It's freaking me out. So if you want a really good place for kind of that personalized astrology that mixes both of them, I would really recommend the app. It's called The Pattern. It's free. I have the free version. You can pay to like go deeper or whatever, but the free version is great. I think it's fucking amazing. And I really want to meet the person who programmed that algorithm because holy shit, is it accurate. So in Gemini, I'm going to talk about Gemini. Today is that day where we're in balance, right? We're in this space of the full moon where can you think back to July, and can you think about what was going on in your life in July and what you could be allowing yourself to release? Can you go back and look at what your new moon intentions were? Even if you were celebrating new moon in Cancer back in July, right? Can you go back and look and see what your new moon intentions were, and then find out, okay, did I complete those intentions? Did they actually come to fruition, right? A lot of the times we set these intentions and we leave them in our notebook and we forget about them. We don't even remember that they happened. So today would be a really good day to go back and just look through your old journals, especially it being the end of the year right now. Go back through and look and see all the things that you channeled, that you wrote down, that you intended, that actually fucking came true, right? A lot of the times we end up only focusing on like, well, every month is like, for me personally, every month, this year, I wanted to hit a $50,000 cash month in my business every single month. And guess what? I didn't fucking do it. I got to like 30K one month, and other months I got like $1,000, but that's because I was in the middle of dark nights of the soul and up leveling and accelerated ascension and all the things that happen when you're a super conscious leader and you're not attached to the material wealth anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if I were to only go through and think, oh, well, every month I wanted 50K and every month I didn't get it, what is that telling the universe? Like, oh, she still doesn't think she's worthy of the 50K. Oh, look at her, she's moping again. But instead I can look at, oh, I wanted more connections. I wanted more friendships. I wanted to serve more people around the planet. I wanted to really set up a foundation for my home and home life so that I could really explode my business. I've done all those things. I've got tons of tiny little manifestations, right? I'm teaching you all the time that I'm in a constant stream of miracles. If I actually sat down and tried to like write out every single solitary manifestation that I've done this year, it would take up like a whole notebook probably, because of how quick it can be when you're focused on the positive. So I would love for you all to go through any notebooks or anything that you have from this past year and really look and see what came true. It could be a little thing. It could be like, I intend for my tomatoes to grow this year. And then Corona happened and you've got to spend all this time in your garden and you had the best tomatoes you ever had in your whole garden ever, any year, because you were there all the time, right? Or I wanted to spend more time with my kids. Guess what? You probably spent way more time with your kids this year than you ever fucking intended to. Yeah. So making it that positive. The full moon in Gemini is also looking at that marriage of opposites. So if you caught the Sunday morning coffee with Karen this week that I posted in the group that's on the YouTube channel for you guys watching the replay, and it's on IGTV for those of you watching the replay on IG, we really talked about this shadow light idea, right? This idea that this rock, this calcite, when I put it in front of my face, you can't really see it. It casts a shadow on me, right? The being in 3D implies that there's going to be a shadow. You can't be a 3D object and not, there's a shadow behind me right now, right? I'm blocking the light that's coming from my ring light, and I'm creating a shadow behind me. I physically can't not have a shadow behind me because I'm in 3D, right? Do I hate my shadow? Does anyone ever like go walking around in the sunlight and be like, fuck you, shadow. I hate you. You're always with me. You're always just right there. Even on the days that it's like cloudy, I can still kind of tell you're there. No, no one does that with their actual shadow. But then they're walking around with their unconscious mind, right? Which is really what the shadow is the unconscious mind, the thoughts and programmings and beliefs that are unconscious to our thought processes, but still run like 99% of our life. And we're like, fuck my shadow. I have to do shadow work. Well, I hate the term shadow work, by the way. I will use the hashtag in IG just to get followers, but I do not like the term. It's integration. It's realizing that your shadow is literally always here. Your unconscious thoughts will always be here. Will you be able to get closer to having a unified will in which your unconscious and conscious thoughts are on the same wavelength, and you're able to then command miracles more easily because you don't have 99% of your brain working unconsciously? It's only like 50% of your brain, because seriously, guys, there's programs you will never, ever, ever, ever be able to unwire. But the work we're doing is going to remove those superficial layers so that maybe our children or our grandchildren or our great grandchildren will have not all the other 45% of bullshit programming that's on top that we're clearing out, and they'll finally get to that bottom 50%, right? Realize you're the first wave, y'all. Okay, well, maybe your grandma who was burning her bra in the 60s might have been the actual first wave, but we're here like talking about it and not being well, we'll just stop there. So integrating that full moon Gemini. So can you take this whole year, all of 2020, the last 9 months of fucking global lockdown, pretty much, and love it anyway? Okay, shadow loving light, light loving shadow. Can you realize that when you merge the two, you now are brought back to that pure point of creation that actually happens in the dark, that happens in the super conscious, that happens when you have your unconscious and conscious mind merged, you begin to create new realities, right? This is what I call having the access to the dragon energy. This is when you remember that you really are a Buddha, that you remember that you're God, that you remember that you are the Kundalini. You don't just have Kundalini running through you, you fucking are it, right? You don't meditate to become the Buddha. This is a quote in this book my husband's listening to right now called The Mastery of Zen or something like that. It's an Alan Watts book from the 30s. And it says in there, you don't meditate to become the Buddha, you meditate because you already are the Buddha. Okay? We need to understand this as super conscious leaders. We already are the shift. We already are the wave. We already are the vibration. And our own inner work that we're doing every single day is going to look fucked up to the rest of the world because it's breaking paradigms. You're going to see people that are so sad and so depressed, and you're like, what is wrong? And that's just where they're at. That's the vibration they like. So you have to be able to walk around and say, I know that I'm God, and I know that you are God. I know that I'm manifesting my own reality, and I'm here in form, and I know that you're doing the same. I know that I serve you by shining bright and shining big and being high vibe, not because I'm suppressing all lower emotions, but because when those emotions come up, I see them, I validate them, I love them, right? I love my shadows. And therefore, they no longer get shoved down. They're no longer controlling me. And I can consciously choose more high vibrations to come into my life. Those people walking around addicted to Zoloft and they wake up in the mornings, they have to take an Adderall to get through the day. And then as soon as they get home from work, they got to take a Klonopin to turn off. Those people are unconsciously, okay, it's unconscious, but they're still making a choice to do that. Because in this day and age, everyone has access to this information, right? But it's not your job to go around and stand on a soapbox. It's not your job to go around and preach it by telling people. It's your job to show up as it. How does the Buddha walk into a grocery store? How does Christ walk into a shopping mall? Can you really look at all the people in fear and in their masks and all of the things and just love them anyway? Have that pure karuna compassion of Kuan Yin, of Mother Mary, of all of those saints, and really just love on all of the people who are still in the matrix, right? Morpheus doesn't just go walking around to every single person in the matrix and be like, red pill, blue pill, red pill, blue pill. No, it's only the people that start asking questions and start figuring shit out, and they go far enough down the rabbit hole following the white rabbit that he finally offers it to them. And then what do we know? Some people take that red pill and they're like, fuck, I wish I would have just taken the blue pill. I really seriously just want to eat this steak and drink this wine, even though I know it's all fake. Right? And you see that. You see people all the time just going back. You're like, what the fuck? You were on the leading edge of all of this and now you're just going back? It's because it's so hard. It's hot. It's lonely. Being a rebel is lonely, you guys. You are leading an entire population across a bridge that you are building as you're walking across it. You know how to bilocate. You know how to go, okay, I'm over here in metaphysical land. Okay, back in 3D land. Okay, I'm in 5D land. You know how to do that with your own abilities, but they don't see what you're doing. They're like, oh, you're just gone. Just disappeared. Where did she go? And you're like, hey, come cross the bridge with me. Come on. It's this way. Come on, it's safe. And they're just walking around in the mist like, you're fucking crazy. You're out of your mind. I tell my clients all the time, going sane looks like going insane to the rest of the world. You're going to look like you're insane and you need to be okay with it. It's really as simple as that. So full moon, Gemini. Yeah, so that's our full moon in Gemini. If you're looking at the Cancer side of it for tropic, really releasing. That's a big part of full moons in tropic belief systems, is that the full moon helps you to release all of those negative things. It also illuminates the parts of you that are ready to be released. And I always also say that it illuminates your desires. So if you set some intentions with the new moon, which I know I hella failed, and we did not have a new moon ritual in here or a solstice ritual. It was Scorpio season in Vedic. I was still in it. So sorry. But if you set your own intention on the new moon, today would be a really good day to like read it again and just like connect to that and allow the light of this full moon to just like shine on it and give it some extra love. Okay, so let's do some breathing. And we're going to start with just some Sufi grinds. So what that is, you're sitting cross-legged. I'll adjust my thing in case you can't really tell. You're gonna sit cross-legged and you're gonna just go in circles. So you're shining your chest forward, breathing in, and then exhaling and rounding your back, okay? Really opening that lower lumbar spine and the sacrum and allowing for that life force, chi, kundalini energy to move up your spine. Shining your chest bright and concaving, rounding the spine. And then switch the other way, still inhaling to the front and exhaling to the back. Really waking up your spine. A famous yogi once said that your vitality and your youth lives in your spine. So the more flexible your spine, the longer you'll live. And I think that's true. I know some people with some pretty jacked up spines at 35 from playing video games and being in the tech industry, and they look old. They look like old men at 35. Okay, just two more. Last one. Okay, this next one, and you guys, I don't know the names of these. My spiritual bestie is like a Kundalini yoga teacher, so he teaches me all of these. I don't know the fancy names of them. I also call it Dylan Leany because he totally puts his own little piece in there too. So we're just gonna follow that. He's gonna laugh later when he watches this. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna put our hands, it's almost solar plexus or heart, like somewhere right in here, and we're gonna inhale, exhale, really extending back as far as you can. Maybe you hear some clicking in your shoulders. That's fine. Don't hurt yourself though. Be careful, be gentle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your arms up above your head and shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Shake out your aura. Shake it out. Shake out your legs. Okay. The next one we're going to do is breath of fire with fists of smiling. Technically, if you go to a Kundalini class, they'll call this fists of anger because you're pulling out all of the anger, all of the frustration, all of the karmic cords. So it's going to be, again, your hands are like this, okay, 4, and then curl over. And you're gonna be right at your solar plexus. You might hear me. Sometimes I end up like banging on my chest or on my abdomen. Your internal organs can handle it. So if you feel like you really want to like bang some energy loose in there, again, be safe. If you're pregnant, don't do this. If you're on your moon, Don't do this if you have like surgery, like just be fucking smart about it, okay? But if you hear me slapping, I'm fine. Because you're moving vibration through, right? So you can loosen up some of that some of those stuck energies if you actually like, instead of just being super gentle with yourself, if you like get into it and really like rip those cords out of you, rip all those old belief systems out of your core. So that's what we're doing. We're ripping away all the cords, all the karmic cords that are core belief systems from the core of our body. And we're going to move them out and through, and we're just like, we're throwing them off of us, right? So it's pretty fast. The breath is breath of fire. So I can show you, because this is a really loose shirt. Do you see how my abdomen is going in? So it's in through the nose, out through the nose. But when you exhale, you're actually squeezing your belly button inwards. So you're pumping your navel point again to move that energy. You're burning up. It's like if you have a dress on and it has a string. What's the best way to get rid of the string? It's not to rip it or cut it, right? Because we know that that's just we take a lighter to it. Yeah. Unless unless it's one of those fabrics that you wouldn't do that with. But even my kids like Elsa dress, that's what I'm doing. I'm finding the string and I'm burning it off so that it really like gets it all the way. That's what we're doing. We're having breath of fire move through us and this. So it might get hot. Just warning you, we're going to do this for 60 seconds. I'm going to set a timer because we need it. We need to clear it out, get fiery. Also, in Vedic, we just entered Sagittarius. So a lot of you, again, are like, oh, it's Capricorn. It's that like, this is fiery. Like, this is the time to be moving. This is the time to really like, if you've been like me, like, I don't understand, Scorpio season should have ended by now. It's because we were in Scorpio season in Vedic until like a week ago. Okay. So give yourself grace. Realize that if you are more in a Vedic place, it's because you're actually learning how to be more in the now and you're being less obsessed with the future. So if you are like me, we're back in October-ish, that's when things started shifting for me. I was like, yeah, my life feels way more Libra right now than it feels, Scorpio. And it was because I've been able to shift. So that's something that's coming through right now to just let the group know, because this is where I'm going to be for the next, this is my group, this is where I'm leading it. So if you feel the same way, like, yeah, I was still going through it, even on the solstice, we were still at the tail end of Scorpio season in the sun in Vedic. Just a little FYI. Timer, 60 seconds on the clock. Again, thumbs in through the nose, pumping the navel point like this, and go. You can either close your eyes, or I like to focus on like the tip of my nose, so I'm a little cross-eyed. If you do close your eyes, make sure that you're rolling your gaze inwards and upwards towards your third eye to put pressure on the pineal gland. "15 seconds. You're doing great. Rip those cords out. Say goodbye." Okay, now lift your arms up above your head. Keeping the posture strong, breath inwards, hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeeze your energy up. If you know how to do a Kegel or Mula Bandh, squeezing your lower chakras, take a sip of air at the top like you're sipping through a straw. Exhale the breath, but don't release the posture. This time you're gonna flatten your hands like this. Squeezing, 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 squeezing all of that energy up, doing a Kegel, really squeezing the abdomen, squeezing all the energy up your spine, up, up, up. Take a little sip of air at the top. Hold it. Exhale, release the posture, and shake it out. Whew. Whew, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so now we're going to do Alicia's favorite. I know it. The breaking down the walls. This is so now that we've cleared the cords, we've cleared the core belief systems, there are invisible blocks, okay? So I want you to imagine that you are the Karate Kid, you're a ninja warrior, whatever works for you, and that you have 1,000 different boards in front of you that you need to smash open-handed, each one, right? You're like, hiya, hiya, hiya. But we're not going to say hiya. We're going to breathe through an O mouth. So you can pump your navel again. If you're on your moon doing the breathing, that heavy breathing, your period, if you're doing that heavy breathing in your abdomen, it might get a little crampy. Some Kundalini teachers tell you not to do it. I do it all the time when I'm on my moon. So whichever feels more comfortable to you, just be really careful with your abdomen. But we're going to be breathing through mouth. And we're going to be like this. So you're not punching, you're like this, and you're just slapping down all the walls. You're just karate chopping all of the blocks, all of the limitations, all of the I can'ts, I won't, all of that shit. And you're replacing it in your head instead of thinking, I don't want you to think like, I can't do this and that you're breaking down the I can'ts. I want you to, in your head, I can, I will, I am, I can, I will, I am. That's what you can be saying in your head, knowing that what you're smashing is all of the can'ts, won'ts, aren't able to's, am nots. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. We'll do this for another, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do this for another 60-ish seconds. Let me pull my clock back up because I closed it. And make sure you, again, don't smack your laptop. And your hands are like this and really strong, right? You're getting through it. Okay, ready, set, go. I can, I am, I will, I am strong, I am love, I am light, I am brave, I am courageous, I can do anything. No one and no thing has power over me. Doesn't matter if I've been programmed this way. It doesn't matter if this is how my family believes. It doesn't matter that my kids or my husband or my dog or no one else believes in me. I believe in me and I can and I will and I am. 20 seconds. Smash them. Go faster. Hit those fucking blocks down. Get them out of your way. They do not serve you. Go at double time for the last 10 seconds. Go. Get them down. Go. Okay. Now hold one out. One. Okay. Deep breath in. When you exhale, you're going to switch your arms. Ready? Punch that wall down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And again on this side. And then bring them both in front of you. And just do a little wax on, wax off. And let it go. See, you always got to end the Karate Kid with a little wax on, wax off. Okay. Woo! Feeling that heat up in here, moving that through your body. So this is an amazing point to now just really sit for a second and meditate. Feeling all that space in your body, feeling all the tingles, all that prana, the vitality going to all of your cells. Okay, we're just going to do a couple of neck rolls. Just release that tension in your neck. Be really gentle with yourself. Go as slow or fast as you need. Inhaling to the front, exhaling to the back. And then the other direction. Sometimes one side's more crunchy than the other. Two more on this side. Perfect. And we're turning to center. And the last one we're going to do is shoulder shrugs. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your shoulders all the way up to your shit like this, and then and drop them. So you'll breathe in through your nose, and then when you exhale, it'll be a sigh, okay? You can go as fast or as slow as you want. This is helping release the weight of the world from your shoulders. This time, squeeze, 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 and squeeze every single muscle in your body. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your fingers, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs, squeeze your face. Squeeze it. And exhale. One more time, squeeze. Every single muscle. Squeeze, 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 squeeze it. And release. And then just sit and meditate for a second. Awesome. Okay. So it's time for our handed journals. The first list we're going to write down, I'm going to put on a song that hopefully doesn't make Facebook turn off, because I want to be able to have a timer, but I don't want to be looking at a timer or leave you in dead silence. And perfect. Here is a.
Do you spend more on groceries?
Too much. So we're gonna write a list of everything we're ready to release, and just really showing that gratitude. We're gonna write a gratitude list afterwards. So the first one I want you to write is a list of just all of your grievances. In my house, we call this airing grievances, and we do this with each other so that there's no like hard feelings that get, you don't need to take action when you air grievances, okay? This is just literally allowing you to streamline all of the shit that's like weighing in your mind of how fucked 2020 was, okay? All of that baggage, all of the anger, all of the frustration, all of the guilt, all of the shame, all of the sadness, all of the grief, all of that you can pour into this page, or however many pages you have. This is a 4-minute song, so you'll have 4 minutes, but if you need to go back and do this again, you have to press pause on the replay, whatever it is, do that. This is a chance to just streamline and let the negative shit out, okay? Unlock it. We've unlocked it by doing all this breath work. We've moved a lot of that stuff that would have been blocking it from coming to the surface. So allow it to come to the surface, and any feelings that come out too. If you start crying, you start getting really pissed off, you got to go punch a pillow for a second, you go do that, okay? Take care of you. This is our part of loving our shadow, right? We're going to allow it to have its time in the light, so that it's not continuously being shoved down and then bringing new programming into 2021 with it, okay? about another minute. If you're like me, sometimes my handwriting can't keep up with my thoughts, and I will literally start Charlie Brown writing because I know what flow I'm in. I know what my intention is of what I'm getting out. I don't need to be able to put all these conscious words to it. I'm just letting that anger and fear and frustration roll out. So you can see on my page, literally, I'm writing a list, and all of a sudden it just turned to like scribble. It's totally cool if that's what happens with you. Just let it out. Let the anger, let the grief, let it all go. Okay, just wrapping up. And again, if you need to come back later, you can. Just make sure that you really feel like you've gotten it all out. If that means you got to write back over what you already wrote, you want to scribble, you're like, fuck that, I don't even want to read the words that I wrote. I'm just so fucking pissed off at 2020. Now you can take the piece of paper that we just wrote all of that on. Other times I would have had you burn this. Today I didn't feel like burning shit. Weird, I'm a dragon. I normally like to burn shit. I've been getting this really awesome satisfaction from ripping things. So I'm going to go channel my inner 3-year-old and just delight. I don't want you to do this fast. I want you to delight in ripping this piece of paper in half. Like, oh yeah. Oh, so good. All of that hate, all that anger, all that grief. Oh, yeah. I love it, right? That sensation of destruction, right? It feels good, right? Like oddly satisfying to hear the paper ripping, to feel it like getting smaller and smaller in your hand. This is where you can, like, if you want, you can keep stacking it into each other. You want to go real crazy with it, you can take each little bit and rip it into like confetti sized pieces, whatever feels good. And if you want to afterwards go and put this in a little fire safe bowl and take a lighter to it, by all means do that. If you just want to throw it away, you want to flush it down the toilet, whatever works for you, whatever's safe for your plumbing. Just let it go. This is it. All of that trauma, all of that anger, all of that, you've now physicalized it by writing it. It's no longer being stored in your cells. And now you're ripping it up and it doesn't exist. And you can just play in it, right? Goodbye. 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 It's so oddly satisfying. I don't know why. It just is. Okay. Might be a little bit of a mess, but whatever. Don't care. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. Having trauma bonds, being able to like, but Karen, I still feel it means you didn't do the exercise right. Go back and do it again. Go back as many times. If you feel like in a week you're still angry about shit that happened in 2020, come back and do this. Because you can just release it that fast. It can be done like this easily. Or you can decide that this isn't enough, right? That's your choice. That's your own belief system. Okay. Paper all over me. It's all good. So now the next list that we're going to write is the gratitude list. Okay. So we're going to write a list of everything that we're grateful for 2020. Yeah, and remember, you can still be grateful for the hard times, right? It doesn't have to be all sunshine and rainbows. You can really be grateful. Maybe you actually are super grateful that you had lockdown, because that meant that you had to finally actually face some shit that you never, ever, ever would have faced if you had been still going to your 9 to 5 every single day, right? So, same thing again. And we're going to write this list for, probably not as long, maybe 3 minutes. We'll let it go. I'm going to just play the same track again because it's a royalty-free track, so we're not going to get cut off. Sorry if it's cutting in and out. I know the Zoom isn't the best, but whatever. So, gratitude. Thank you, 2020. Thank you. Okay, just one more minute to finish your thought. So the gratitude list, we're not going to rip up or throw away. So if you want to leave it and like leave another page behind it so that you can keep going, it's kind of crazy how much gratitude you actually have inside of you, right? You're like, okay, writing all the things that I didn't like was actually kind of easy because damn, that was just like, oh, let me get it all out, right? I literally couldn't keep up with my conscious thoughts. I was scribbling. It's good. It's good for you. But this one is like a really clean list. And I could probably sit here for another 5 or 8 minutes and keep writing all the things that I'm grateful for. This list isn't all positive sunshine and rainbows, right? But it's still what I'm grateful for because they're the lessons that I needed for the year. They're the experiences that I needed to make me who I am right now, because who I am right now is the one who's going to be writing list number 3, which, can anyone guess what list number 3 is going to be? Anyone? Anyone? Alicia, you got an idea? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Tell me what your idea is. What do you think it's going to be?
Maybe something towards creation for the future?
Yeah, yes, that's it. We're going to set intentions for 2021. And the way we're going to do this is kind of grandiose. You are in Super Conscious Leaders and you are messing with someone who calls herself a dragon. So we don't do shit small around here. No, we do not. I still want to play in my confetti. We're going to write down the best year of our life. What would the best year of our life look like? Intentions. Yes, Olivia. What is the best year of your life? Okay, what would the best year of your life look like? What vacations would you take? What people would you be with? What types of people do you want to call into your sphere? What experiences do you want to have? What sort of wealth and bliss and abundance and success and love do you want to call in? Are you ready to call in that legendary love that is written in the stars? You know, then do that. You ready to call in your $1 million year? Do that. What would the best year of your life look like? And I want you to actually write this letter from the standpoint that your year has already happened. Okay? So we're going to do a little bit of time jumping. Surprise. Futuristic shit. We're going to go, even though today is December 29th, 2020, we're going to write this letter. Dear 2021, thank you for being the best year of my life. And it's still going to have a lot of that gratitude infused into it. That's why we did the gratitude list for 2020 first. Thank you for the friendships. Thank you for my trip to the Maldives. Thank you for the book launch, whatever it is, right? The best year of your life, write it as if it has already happened in the form. Honestly, I love writing it in the form of letters. Like you're speaking directly to the year of 2021, or dear Alicia, 1 year from now, whatever it is, however it works for you. And okay, one more time, 4 minutes. Listen to this track one more time. It's really not bothering me, which is surprising for being royalty free. And yeah, write the best year of your life as if it has already happened. Cool. And I'm going to give us another 3 minutes just because this one I know you guys really want to get into. Perfect. Same thing. If you are like me and you have a really specific next best year of your life, feel free to go back to this. Finish it up today or in the next day or so. That letter, those 2 letters, I would love it if at midnight, wherever you're at, right around midnight, if you make it to midnight on New Year's Eve, that right as you're approaching midnight, you read the letter out loud, the thank you list to 2020. Just letter out with a good old, song and dance by reading that out. And then as we hit midnight and you're officially in 2021, wherever you are, read out loud your letter, thinking the next year, right? Because time is relative, and you can really get yourself into that state of, this is the year that I'm creating it. I already see it. It's already written down. Your thoughts are things. It's done. It's literally done. The best year of your life is done. You just wrote it into existence. It's happening. And now you have this in your journal that if you need to read that every morning, and that's what gets you back into this vibe, you do your breath work, you eat your Wheaties, and you're reading your fucking letter to 2021 every morning, and that's the only ritual you do for all of 2021, I guarantee you at least some of those things on your list will happen. And the more you're willing to take the massive, terrifying action and move out of your own way, the more the things on that letter are going to actually occur. Realizing that who you are right now isn't the version of you that has everything that you just wrote down, but you're the one who started it. You're the one that planted the seed. You're the one that took the time today to write the letter, took the time throughout the course of 2021 to read it, to stay dedicated to it, right? To be all that you preach to be. And all that you preach to be is all that's in these desires, right? Because you and I both know, all of us know, that if you wrote on there that you wanted unlimited health, wealth, and happiness, that's not a selfish goal, because you're teaching your children, you're teaching your posterity, you're teaching those people around you of what's possible. You get to be the example of living heaven on earth. And you do that by realizing you're already there. You're conceiving it. You conceived it. Can you really believe it? And take the action steps necessary to achieve it, right? No matter how crazy you look to the rest of the world, because remember, going sane looks like you're going insane. And that's it. We have arrived. Guys, last time I'm going to see you in 2020. I love you all. Oh, wait, hold on. I did bring the dragon deck. We wanted to come. So we're going to pull a card for the collective. Dragon, which dragon wants this one? Oh, one of my favorites. So this dragon is the one that's going to be leading us into 2021. That's going to be really the overlighting mentor for us for 2021. It's the air and water dragon. She's amazing and kind of ironic if you think about the fact that Gemini full moon, that would be considered air. And then Cancer full moon would be considered water. And we got the air and water dragon, so both are represented. Helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, and express your inner song. So for those of you who listened or watched the live stream this week, the Sunday Morning Coffee with Karen, I taught you a mantra. It's coming back through right now. So this is literally how you can know that you are worthy of everything that's in that letter that you just wrote to yourself. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. Okay. I know who I am. I am a fractal of God. I know what I am. I am an aspect of the Creator manifest in form, where I am God in form. I know how I serve. I sing my own song. I live my own frequency. I exist within the freedom frequency. And this dragon, the air and water dragon, is going to help us get there, right? Air and water dragons, they're bubbly, right? They remind me of bubbles, right? They got the little bubbles and the froth. They're playful, they're light, they're not concerned with the heavy density, and they're not hella destructive like the fire dragon or any of it's not like we just pulled the gold, silver, violet flame of transformation dragon. That she's hard. She's a hard one. Like she's a hard badass bitch. This one is light, playful, fuzzy, and connecting to higher frequencies. Isn't that what we're doing as super conscious leaders? Isn't that what we're doing, learning to develop our psychic abilities? That's what I teach you about resourcing your own divinity. Having super conscious resources is having psychic abilities. I just call it something different that's more palatable to the general population, right? And to truly learn to sing your own song. Olivia's on here, so I'm going to sing it for her. She's one of my private clients too. She has this song that we tell her to sing. My partner Dylan and I were working with her 2-on-1, and I am the creator of my reality. I'm the manifester of all my dreams. And she's supposed to go around and sing that all day, every day, and believe it and know it. So can you walk around all day, every day? I create my own reality, reality. I create my own reality, reality. Right? And with a big ass smile on your face. And it doesn't matter if your husband's in a pissed off mood. It doesn't matter if your grandfather gets diagnosed with some illness. It doesn't matter that shit's popping off in the 3D world. You can walk around every day, tapped into the angels, tapped into the inner earth, tapped into your dragon energy, knowing that you are the Buddha, you are the Kundalini, you are the creator of your own reality, and to live the best motherfucking year of your life. Can you commit to doing that? I can. Alicia can. I know the rest of you can. I can feel it. Okay. I love you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2021.